Welcome back, everyone. Here we're taking a look at our 6 poker players. Of course, we've got 1 girl in there tonight, 5 Americans, and 1 Englishman from across the pond. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the game. I'm Leanne Tweeden. Now, 1 person is going home with that $25,000 check tonight, and they're going to come back in 3 weeks for a chance at $50,000 and that seat at the $1 million table. Let's reintroduce you to our 6 players now. In seat 1, it's our short stack, Ralph Bell from Virginia. Ralph tells me his favorite hobbies are camping and fishing and says his favorite TV show right now is My Name is Earl. In seat 2, we have Gary Wilson from England. Gary's dream is to be a pro golfer and says his friends called him crazy for running the London Marathon last year. In seat 3, from Arizona, it's Dennis Waterman. Dennis has been playing poker for over 40 years and got the nickname Swami because he used to travel to India a lot. On to seat 4, we have Svetlana Gromankova from New York. After graduating from NYU 4 years ago, Svetlana learned the rules and started playing poker. She tells me she also enjoys traveling, snowboarding, and dancing. Next, it's Danny Perez from Washington, D.C. Danny's married with an 18-month-old daughter and says he's a huge sports fan, especially when it comes to the New York Yankees. And also, we got to give love to him again. He is a U.S. Army soldier. Hooah. And in the final seat, it's our chip leader from New York, Sal Buccellato. This accountant and physical ed student tells me his favorite books is Dante Inferno and lists Titanic, Goodfellas, and The Matrix as some of his favorite movies. It's a cast of characters tonight. Barry, back up to you.
Yeah, I think an interesting cast of characters as well, Leanne. Thank you. And the poker playing has been pretty good, too. Buccellato is our chip leader right now by a couple thousand over Perez. Everybody right close to where they began, with the exception of Bell, who right now has got the goods.
And for the second time tonight, Ralph Bell smooth calls in opening position with a pretty good hand. Unfortunately, nobody's going to pop it up for him, and in fact, he's going to have to play those queens against 4 other opponents.
So, 5 to the flop, pair of 7s and a deuce.
Check. Excellent flop for Bell.
Bet 5,000.
Pass. Let's see if he gets any takers.
Perez contemplating a call here. Oh.
Decides not to. Now, how about Buccellato?
No way. Full.
Bell will take it down. Probably didn't get as much out of it as he would have liked or would have hoped. We talked about Bell a little bit. He's from Dumfries, Virginia. He is a master plumber. Likes to camp, likes to fish. And he says this blue-collar working man is proud of his career.
I'm a plumber, and I've been in plumbing for over 30 years. Initially, I started probably when I was 15 or so working with my father, and eventually, graduated school and did it full-time. Poker is a hobby. I'm not a professional poker player, that's for certain, but I do have the basics down, I think, somewhat. We'll see.
And his wife Nancy cheering him on in our audience. Just won that hand, picked up 4,000 chips, still short stack, but got a little something back.
Ralph's online name is Wall Paint, and you think it has some sort of deep esoteric meaning. He told us, well, I came up with it because I was thinking, what sort of name should I have? And I noticed the wall across my desk needed painting. Call.
Perez will call.
Oh.
All these players have good hands to see a flop with very cheaply and see if they can turn a little matchstick into a forest.
Oh, we have a very competitive hand here. Gromankova and Wilson both a flush draw. Wilson, of course, with a king.
This is a fantastic flop for Gromankova. She has a straight flush draw. Call. I expect her actually to raise right here. Even though she has jack high at this point, she knows she is odds on to win this hand.
Raise the pot.
She's going to raise the pot.
25,000.
This really does put the onus more on Wilson, I think, than anybody else.
Yeah, Buccellato, top pair,
Right.
but just the jack kicker. It's possible somebody already had. Ooh, he's going to use his time extension early in the match. Normally, we see players wait till much later when the outcome of the dome is in the balance, but I understand Buccellato's confusion here. And in fact, he has made top pair, but he was not the favorite. He actually makes a good fold there. And now Gary Wilson, the king high flush draw, he's got to be worried about the ace high flush draw.
And he throws it away. And that took a little nerve, I think, on his part, no?
I think Gromenkova made a good raise there and was rewarded for knowing where she was at in the hand.
6 players began, 6 players still there, trying to fill the 4th seat at our last $1 million qualifying table. That takes place 3 weeks from tonight. Danny Perez is our chip leader. Sal Buccellato won a couple of hands just recently, got himself right back into it, and Gromenkova with 62,000, having won the last hand. Wilson and Waterman hanging around 43 and 45 respectively, and Bell on the short stack at 23,000. Incidentally, the blinds have now gone up to 1,000 and 2,000.
Fold.
I bet 7,000.
6.
6. I bet 6.
So Bell, a bold bet. He's trying to get Wilson out of here.
And blind versus blind, when you have a king in the small blind, you do figure to have the best hand. I like that raise there. Ironically, Gary Wilson actually did have the best hand, but no way for him to know that.